Did you know that in ancient Greece, failing to pay debts could lead to dire consequences? Debt bondage was a reality where creditors could force you and your family into servitude until debts were cleared. Thankfully, times have changed. The burden of overwhelming debt is a reality that millions of people face every day. Whether it's due to medical bills, credit card debt, student loans, or a combination of these financial obligations, the weight of debt can feel crushing. It's like carrying a heavy load on your shoulders, constantly dragging you down and making every aspect of life more difficult. The stress and anxiety that come with this kind of financial strain can have a profound impact on mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. In popular culture, bankruptcy is often portrayed as a quick fix or an easy way out of financial troubles. We've all checked at Michael Scott's infamous declaration of bankruptcy on The Office, but the reality is far from a comedic moment. Bankruptcy is a serious legal process with long-term implications. It's not as simple as shouting a phrase and watching your debts disappear. Instead, it's a complex legal status designed to provide relief to individuals who are financially insolvent and unable to repay their debts. When you've reached a point where you've trimmed expenses to the bone and still can't make minimum payments on your debts, bankruptcy may become a necessary consideration. It's a decision that no one takes lightly, as it involves admitting financial defeat and facing the consequences of that acknowledgement. However, for many people, bankruptcy can offer a lifeline in an otherwise desperate situation. It provides a structured framework for addressing overwhelming debt and offers the possibility of a fresh start. In the intricate landscape of bankruptcy law in the United States, two primary chapters stand out: Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. Each offers a distinctive approach to addressing overwhelming debt and provides individuals with a potential pathway to financial relief. Chapter 7 bankruptcy, often referred to as liquidation bankruptcy, involves the sale of non-exempt assets to repay creditors. This process aims to discharge as much debt as possible, offering individuals a clean slate to start anew. However, it's essential to note that not all assets are subject to liquidation. Certain exemptions protect essential items such as a basic vehicle, equity in a primary residence, and necessary personal belongings. On the other hand, Chapter 13 bankruptcy offers a more structured approach by creating a court-approved repayment plan. This plan allows individuals to consolidate their debts and make manageable monthly payments over a designated period, typically 3 to 5 years. Unlike Chapter 7, Chapter 13 doesn't require the liquidation of assets, making it a viable option for individuals who wish to retain their property while still addressing their financial obligations. Through this repayment plan, individuals have the opportunity to catch up on missed mortgage or car payments, avoid foreclosure or repossession, and ultimately regain control of their finances. While bankruptcy can provide a fresh start and put an end to creditor harassment, it's not without its consequences. One of the most significant drawbacks is the potential impact on credit scores. A bankruptcy filing can significantly lower credit scores and remain on credit reports for 7 to 10 years, making it challenging to secure loans, obtain favorable interest rates, or even rent an apartment. Additionally, bankruptcy may also affect employment opportunities, as many employers now conduct credit checks as part of the hiring process. There are multiple forms of bankruptcy you can declare for debt relief. Bankruptcy is available for businesses, farmers, and even municipalities, but the most common forms of personal bankruptcy you'll hear people talk about are Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. The first thing you need to know is that, believe it or not, it actually costs money to file for bankruptcy. It's $335 to file for Chapter 7 and $310 for Chapter 13. If you choose to hire a bankruptcy lawyer, you will also be responsible for paying the lawyer's fees, which will likely be somewhere between $1,500 and $4,000, depending on which kind you file for and the complexity of the case. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a liquidation bankruptcy where non-exempt property is sold to pay off your debt. It's generally meant for people with limited incomes who don't have the ability to pay back all or some portion of their debts. But the government doesn't allow anyone to file for it. First, you must pass the Chapter 7 means test. The easiest way to pass is if your annual income is below your state's median, which usually falls between $40,000 and $70,000 depending on your state. If your income isn't low enough, you might still be able to pass the test by proving you don't have a lot of disposable income. To find out if you pass either of these tests, you can simply fill out Government Forms 122A1 and 122A2. If you qualify, the court will decide what's up for grabs to sell off, but states usually have a list of personal property exemptions such as a basic vehicle, some equity in your home, even cash you've gotten in your bank account and retirement savings, so you won't end up living on the street or without transportation. If you're married and filing together, that can typically double the valuation of exemptions, but there are definitely downsides. You won't be able to use credit cards for quite a while, maybe even years, and those student loans you hate? Yeah, the lenders will have to stop harassing you with calls, but they're not going anywhere. Unfortunately, student loans aren't eligible for forgiveness. If you can't meet the requirements of Chapter 7, you might want to check out Chapter 13, also known as reorganization bankruptcy. Your property isn't sold when you filed, but you will be required to complete a 3 to 5 year court-mandated payment plan. If you play by the court's rules and don't miss a payment, any unsecured debts that remain after that time period, like credit cards and medical bills, may be discharged or forgiven. To be eligible for Chapter 13, you have to have regular income, unsecured debts under $394,725, and secured debts under $1,184,200. But as with Chapter 7, even if you successfully complete the process, there are certain types of debts not eligible for forgiveness, like tax debt, child support, and once again, student loans. It's also probably no surprise that bankruptcy can dramatically decrease your credit score and will stay on your report for 7 to 10 years. This can cause issues with potentially finding a place to rent or even change jobs, since many employers now look at credit reports. But if you were already behind on your debt payments before you filed, your credit score is most likely already shot, and it won't make it that much worse. And don't despair, bad credit scores are like broken bones. They're designed to heal over time, assuming you follow doctor's orders and don't engage in the behavior that broke it in the first place. Keep in mind, this bankruptcy is also going to be on public record. It's not like you'll be forced to wear a scarlet B on your shirt, but if the court decides to take your payments from your paychecks directly, your employer will be notified, as will any co-signers that may be on your loans. Before your debts can be fully discharged through bankruptcy, there's one final step that individuals must complete: attending an approved consumer debt counseling course. These courses are specifically designed to provide financial education and practical lessons on budgeting to help individuals regain control of their finances and avoid future financial pitfalls. By equipping individuals with the necessary tools and knowledge to manage their money effectively, these counseling sessions aim to empower individuals to make informed financial decisions and prevent the need for future bankruptcy filings. These consumer debt counseling courses serve as a valuable resource for individuals emerging from the bankruptcy process, offering guidance and support as they navigate their financial recovery journey. Through these courses, individuals can learn essential skills such as creating and sticking to a budget, managing credit responsibly, and planning for future financial goals. By taking proactive steps to improve their financial literacy and habits, individuals can lay the groundwork for a more stable and secure financial future, reducing the likelihood of facing overwhelming debt and bankruptcy again in the future. If only there were a place to learn these lessons beforehand. Bankruptcy isn't a simple or fast process. Filing and acceptance can take many months, and you have to be 100% diligent about following every court order to the letter and paying every bill you're still on the hook for, like property taxes and student loans. If it's used as a last resort, bankruptcy can offer you the relief you need. It might put you through the ringer, but at some point it will end and you can start over. And that's our 2 cents. If you or someone you know has gone through personal bankruptcy, what do you wish you had known beforehand? Let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.